I will present to you my work that was realized under the supervision of Richard Day. So this work is entitled Phenotypic Study of Human Primary Skeletal Muscle Progenitor Cells using Imaging. Just a very short introduction. So the isolation of autologous skeletal muscle progenitor cells from muscle biopsy is currently used in cell therapy, and our group focus of its use in fecal incontinence in case of sphincter lesion. And there are some limitations that has been evidenced in vitro, like limited proliferation and heterogeneity in cells population. So there is a need for better selection of the cells population that we use in cell therapy, and probably also of cell therapy on basis of patients' characteristics. And for this, we focused on the use of non-invasive techniques like the imaging of different cell lines. So in this work, we focused on the skeletal muscle progenitor cells that are called myoblasts, and that we differentiated into myocyte and myotubes. The objective of our study was to identify from different primary cell cultures that were coming from 14 different donors from muscular biopsy, if there was an association between the early shape characteristics of these cells with their differentiation into myotubes. And this was calculated with the myoblast fusion index, which is to evaluate the good differentiation of our cells. So for this study, we did a primary culture of cells from 14 different donors. Cells were given by the manufacturers of Cook myocytes. Our donors are LC donors aged from 16 to 92 years old. For this evaluation, we used the lowest density recommended by the manufacturer, which was 5,000 cells per square centimeter. And we used only bright field imaging, as we wanted to be as non-invasive as possible. For this experiment, we used the Cytosmart 2 Lux2 device that was placed directly in the incubator, and we did an imaging of our cells during 3 days with a high frequency of 1 image every 5 minutes. And we took the area at the center of the well with at least 25 to 30 cells per image. So our experiment was with 2 phases. In fact, the first phase was the growing stage, during which phase we imaged the cells. And when the cells reached 80% of confluence, so it was usually at day 5, we then did the differentiation stage, where we added the differentiation medium. And when we fixed the cells and did the immunofluorescence at day 5 to calculate the fusion index. With this, so we created a pipeline using a cell profiler to identify the shape of the cells. So here you have one example with an input image. Then we used the primary object function to identify the cells. And then we selected the cells with a different threshold. And then we used some modification like the merge function and the filter function to optimize our findings. With the measurement function, we were able to have a lot of features to study for our cells, and we focused only on the shape of the cells. So, for example, we studied the surface area shape, the compactness, the eccentricity, which is like if the cell is more like a circle or more like an ellipse, the major axis length, the minor axis length, and also the distance between our cells. So here is another representation of the different features that we can use. And when we had our first results, in fact, we choose to focus on the first 24 hours because here is the representation of the evolution of the number of objects during time. And in fact, as the cells are growing and overlapping, the software, the pipeline wasn't really able to identify correctly the cells. So we choose to focus on the first 24 hours, and we decided to have 2 time points, so at 12 and 24 hours, to see if there was an association with the fusion index. So here are our results based on the immunofluorescence, as you can see here. So we had a correlation, a negative correlation between the fusion index and the age of our donors. So the older were the donor, the lower was the fusion index. And we also studied if there was an association with other characteristic of our donors. So we didn't see any difference between female and male donors, and also no difference for the fusion index between alcoholic and non-alcoholic patients, or on basis of the use of tobacco and non-IV drug use. And also the total number of cells and the viability of the cells at the seeding at the beginning of the culture didn't influence the fusion index. Here are our results to see if there was a correlation of different shape characteristic with the fusion index at 12 hours and 24 hours. So among all the characteristics, we found out that at 12 hours, the total area occupied by the cells and the surface area occupied by the cells were negatively correlated with the fusion index, and also the width parameter corresponding to the minus ferrite diameter and the minor axis length. We also found a correlation, a negative correlation with these features at 24 hours, but also with the bounding box area, the compactness, the equivalent diameter, and the perimeter of the cells. So in fact, there was a negative correlation with the surface of the cells and the width of the cells mainly. Here are the features that were negatively correlated, just to show you. So the total area, the area shape, the bounding box area, the compactness, and the width of the cells. We also performed a confluence study using the Cytosmart Omni during 5 days. And we didn't find any correlation between the fusion index and the confluence of the cells at the different time points. So at 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, and 5 days of imaging. We also performed a tracking cells study at 12 and 24 hours. For this study, so we used the frame every 5 minutes during 2 hours of follow-up for each time point. In fact, if we used longer time, as the software wasn't really able to follow really well the cells from frame to frame, so we decided to set the cutoff at 2 hours. And for this study, there was no correlation between the fusion index and the distance reached by the cells, both at 12 hours and at 24 hours. So in conclusion, we had 8 shape characteristics that were correlated with the fusion index at 24 hours. So these characteristics were the area of the cells, the perimeter, and the width. And we didn't find any correlation between the fusion index and the confluence of the cells during the 5 days of monitoring. And also we did not find any correlation between the fusion index and the distance reached by the cells. So we tried, so this was a pilot study to try to develop a very simple and non-destructive method to monitor our cells on basis of the early shape characteristic to improve the accuracy of the method, and we hope that there is an interest in monitoring the cell phenotype to improve the selection of cells that will be used for cell therapy. And I want to thank all my colleagues that helped me on this project.